My beloved child, I am about to perform a wonder in your body. This will not be a temporary patch or a fleeting healing, but a deep, complete, and glorious transformation. I am not speaking of changes that the human eye can easily detect, but of a transformation that flows from the very wellspring of life, from the breath I placed within you in the beginning. You have walked through days of confusion as your body began to respond in ways you could not understand. There were nights you curled up in darkness, silently sobbing, feeling the rising tide of unease surge like an undertow, pulling you into murky waters. But today, I have come to draw back the veil of fear and usher you into the sacred understanding of what is truly unfolding within you. I know you have questioned yourself. You looked at your body and asked, "Is something wrong? Why do I feel weaker? Why is my heart racing? Why has my breath grown short and shallow?" And in those moments, your mind became flooded with 100 worldly explanations. Articles, diagnoses, speculations that only deepened your panic. You sought out doctors, took medication, tried everything you could, yet the unrest in your soul remained untouched. It felt as though you were unraveling, not only in body but in spirit. And yet, my dear one, it was in that unraveling that I was moving quietly. In every sigh and tear, I was paving the way for a sacred rebirth, not merely to mend what was broken, but to restore even the parts of you you never realized were missing. You are not alone in this journey. Every night as fear crept into your chest while you drifted into sleep, I was there. Every morning you awoke with a heaviness in your limbs and a nameless uncertainty in your heart. My hand reached out to gently soothe you. And now, I want you to know, the unusual movements in your body are not signs of damage, but signs of a divine exchange taking place. Your body is being prepared to receive a glory far beyond what you've ever imagined. The very cells within you are being restructured according to a command that no science can decode, yet the angels of heaven see it plainly. I am renewing what has aged, purifying what has been blocked, and opening within you a supernatural flow of life. You will no longer feel suffocated by sudden exhaustion, nor tremble at the thought that your strength is vanishing. Instead, you will begin to feel a new vitality rising within, a gentle yet potent force, quiet yet unwavering, that will move through every part of your being. You will begin to notice new things emerging, your eyes shining more brightly, your breath growing deeper, your steps becoming more stable. I will show you that life is more than a beating heart or flowing breath. It is the current of the Spirit, the living presence of me within your very body. You are my chosen dwelling place, not a temple built by human hands, but a sacred space crafted by my own. And my child, do not despise the pain you've endured. Do not dismiss the tearful nights, for they were the labor pains of a spiritual birth. You are bringing forth something new, not only for yourself, but for a generation you have yet to touch. There are transformations that do not show on the skin, but unfold in the deep layers of the soul. There are miracles that do not erupt in dazzling flashes, but glow quietly through daily faithfulness. And you, my beloved, are walking within such a miracle only faith can recognize. I am transforming you not just so you will be strong, but so you may become a vessel of healing for others. This transformation in your body is not the end of something, but the beginning of a river of grace that will flow from you into the world. Remember this, my child. Your body is not a limitation, it is a vessel. When I transform it, I do not merely touch cells and veins, but I establish a new foundation through which my will shall be accomplished in your life. You will step into places you once feared to go. You will do things you once believed you had no strength to do. For a renewed body brings with it a fiery awakening in the mind and spirit. No longer will there be a separation between the physical and the divine. Everything will move in unity within me, operating in fullness and power. Do not be afraid anymore, my beloved. Do not let outward signs distract you from your faith. What your eyes perceive is temporary, but what I am doing is eternal. I am working from within you, laying a new groundwork, redefining even the way you perceive yourself. And when this work is complete, and I assure you it will be complete, even those who once doubted you will have no choice but to acknowledge that the hand of heaven has moved upon your life. My child, the changes occurring within you do not originate from any disease, nor are they the natural consequence of earthly laws. They are not caused by aging, stress, or the ordinary decay of the human body. No, my beloved, what is happening inside you goes beyond the bounds of medicine, beyond human calculation, beyond the capacity of the world's most skilled diagnosticians, because it does not come from the earth. It comes from heaven. It is not birthed by error or chance, but by my holy intention and my perfect power. This is a sacred work, silent yet mighty, the craftsmanship of my spirit, moving with infinite wisdom, rebuilding the holy dwelling place of my presence deep within your being. You have yet to see all that I am weaving in the quiet. Like an artist painting from the reverse side of a canvas, the early strokes may seem unclear, disordered, or even mistaken. But behind all that you are enduring, the strange pains, the unexplained fatigue, the sudden changes in your body, my hand is deeply at work. It is my spirit that moves through every layer of your cells, through every vein, every heartbeat, every breath you do not even notice. My spirit is reaching into the deepest parts of you, not only the physical frame, but the sacred places of your soul, longing to dwell in the fullness I have ordained. Do you see, my child? There are things I must dismantle, layers I must peel away. The garments you've worn for years, the cloak of old habits, the veil of fear, the mantle of limited thinking, all must be stripped away so that I may place new life there. This is not a minor repair. It is a grand reconstruction. I am not just healing parts. I am reshaping the entire foundation. Just as a potter does not hesitate to break a flawed form to begin again, so am I reshaping you, not because you are ruined, but because I love you too much to leave you in a form unfit for the glory I am preparing to pour out. The destiny I have prepared for you surpasses what eyes can see and ears can hear. It is not simply a sustaining grace to help you survive. It is a divine invitation to thrive in abundant life. I am forging you into a new vessel, not only to hold the healing you have received, but to become a conduit through which I will pour out blessing to many others. This vessel cannot be fragile, cannot crack under the strain of daily trials. Therefore, I must fortify it. I am making it strong, fire-tested, time-proof, and storm-resistant, so that when the moment arrives, it will be ready to contain the river of my spirit I am preparing to release. Do you see, my child? This is not merely about you. This is about those who are waiting for answers through you. It is about the souls who will find their way home through the light you carry within. That is why my Spirit is shaping you, not according to the standards of the old, but according to the patterns of heaven. Not to please the eyes of men, but to satisfy my heart. Not to make you strong in the way the world defines strength, but to transform you into a holy vessel, tender in my hand, yet powerful in the realm of battle. Your body is no longer just yours. It is becoming a living temple, a place where I dwell, where my glory is revealed, and where my power is made manifest. And beloved, the pain you feel is not your enemy. It is the echo of rebirth. These pangs are signaling that the old is fading and the new is coming forth. Just as a seed cannot sprout unless it dies in the soil, you too are undergoing a sacred process. In the hiddenness, I am working. In the silence, I am preparing. In the stillness, I am clearing the way. You will no longer be the person you once knew. Not because you were wrong, but because I am elevating you to a new dimension, where you will carry things of eternity that the world is too fragile to bear. I know you once cried out for healing, but my dear child, what I am doing is greater than healing. I am not merely removing weakness, I am clothing you with strength from on high. I am not simply easing the pain, I am giving you a body that is ready for fire, ready to step into divine purpose. For I did not call you just to survive, I called you to fulfill. And no one can fulfill a heavenly calling without a body transformed by the standards of the kingdom. Stop seeking explanations from man, beloved. Do not place your peace in test results or in advice devoid of revelation, for what is happening inside you can only be understood by those who walk in the light of revelation. You are being redrawn according to the original blueprint I designed for you before the foundations of the world. You are being restored to my original intent, untainted by the limits the world has placed upon your body, even the parts of yourself you once rejected, the flaws you wished away. I am turning them into strengths to prove that my power is made perfect in your weakness. And very soon, when you look at yourself in the mirror, not just the mirror that reflects your appearance, but the mirror of your soul, you will marvel at what you see. Your eyes will shine with a new light, your steps will carry a surer strength, and your heart will beat with a different rhythm, the rhythm of heaven. You will no longer be confined by what once held you back. You will walk as one who carries a presence, not a presence of fear, but of anointing. And wherever you set your foot, healing will flow, hope will arise, and my power will be revealed through you. My child, every silent cry of yours has not fallen into emptiness. Every moment you've clutched your chest at night, trembling with confusion at what is happening inside you, I have seen them all. You have bowed your head in the darkness, stifling sobs so that no one would hear. But in the highest realm of heaven, I heard you clearer than anyone on earth ever could. I did not merely hear your cries. I felt every fracture in your soul, as though it were happening within my own heart. And in those moments when you were too weary to even pray, when all you had left were broken breaths and faint sighs, it was my Spirit who carried your innermost groanings into prayers that transcend the limits of language. You did not cry out with your lips, but from the deepest place within your soul, a place no one else can reach, except me. Do not think that I have turned a blind eye. Do not mistake my silence for absence. You have not been abandoned. and you are far from forgotten. My beloved, I was there, in every breeze that brushed your hair, in every drop of sweat soaking your sleepless nights. Quietly present, patient and full of mercy, I did not turn my face away from your pain. On the contrary, I drew nearer than ever before, pressed my ear against the groaning within you, and held your bleeding heart gently in the palm of my hand. The tears you shed in solitude were not wasted upon the earth. They did not disappear into nothingness. Each one has been gathered by me like precious pearls and kept in heaven in golden bowls beside my throne. Why? Because the tears of the righteous are not merely signs of sorrow. They are proof of obedience in affliction and signs of faith in the midnight hour. You have not cried alone, my child. You have cried upon my chest. I was there, silently wiping away your tears with the very love that knows no conditions, a love that does not reject, does not withdraw, and never grows weary. My precious one, I know there are moments when you have asked, does the Lord truly see me? Does he really hear my voice? And I answer you this: I am the one who placed the very first breath in your chest. Would I not notice when it becomes faint? I am the one who wove your soul together with my own hands of love. Would I not perceive when you feel yourself unraveling? My dear child, I have not only seen, but I have understood. I have not only heard, but I have shared in your sorrow. I have counted every time you tried to stand again, even when your knees trembled. I have remembered each moment you chose to trust me, even when all you could hear was silence. You are not alone, and you have never truly been alone, even when loneliness tried to convince you otherwise. For truth is not rooted in feeling, but in the faithful presence of me, your God. There are times when you cannot sense me, but that does not mean I am absent. There are moments you cannot hear me, but that does not mean I have ceased speaking. Just as the sun continues to shine behind thick clouds, so my presence continues to surround you, even on your darkest days. You may not see me, but I have never taken my eyes off you, not for a second, not for a moment. I know your heart longs for a miracle, a clear sign, a sudden transformation. But beloved, the greatest miracles are not always explosive moments that make the world stop and watch. Sometimes the greatest miracle is a heart that keeps beating though it's wounded, a soul that chooses to forgive, to love, to obey, even in the barren desert. And you are living that miracle each day. You may not realize it, but heaven does. And I do. I never abandon those who belong to me. Even when everyone else walks away, I draw closer. When no one seems to understand you, I am the one who knows you more deeply than you know yourself. When you feel invisible in a sea of faces, I see you as the only one among millions of souls. Not because you've done something grand, but because you are mine, and my love for you does not waver. It is not based on your performance or your emotional state. It is a love that is unconditional, a love that existed before you were born and will remain for all eternity. My beloved child, the work I am doing in you is not merely a patching up or mending of things once broken. No, my dear one, I have not come to glue together the shattered fragments of a ruined past. I have come to create something entirely new, a sacred work never before seen on this earth, a creation birthed by my very spirit, not by the will or strength of man. The transformation you are now experiencing is not the product of natural maturity, but a holy rebirth born from the deepest realm of my kingdom, a place only those who truly seek can access. Do you understand? When I say I am transforming you, I mean that I am remaking you, not according to the patterns of your past, not built on your life experiences or old scars, but in alignment with my original intent from before time began. Every cell in your body is being recalibrated to a new frequency, the frequency of heaven, where life flows unceasingly and every motion beats in rhythm with the breath of my spirit. Though your eyes may not see it, great movements are taking place in the spiritual realm. Each heartbeat, every breath you take, is being realigned to the cadence of my kingdom, the rhythm of steadfastness, of grace, and of power. I am dismantling the old thought patterns within you, the narrow mindsets you once believed were unbreakable limits. I am stripping away the false definitions the world imposed on you. Every word of rejection, every insult, every look of disdain you endured, each one is being peeled off, because you are no longer who you used to be. You are being redesigned from the inside out, not by human standards, but according to my eternal blueprint. You are not a defective product being repaired. You are a new creation, pure, powerful, and prepared for a mission unlike any other. This day I repeat, I am such and such. You used to think that strength was something that came from outside, from recognition, from achievements, from influence. But I tell you this, true strength does not come from applause, but from the inexhaustible fountain found in my presence. The strength I give you is not the kind that sways with changing circumstances, but the kind that allows you to stand firm in the storm, to keep walking when no one walks with you, and to keep believing when nothing seems worth hoping for. It is the kind of strength that enables you to run and not grow weary, to walk and not faint, not because you are strong, but because my spirit is upholding your every step. And the day will come when you will feel it clearly. The old restraints no longer bind you. Anxiety no longer holds you captive. The voices of failure no longer dominate your thoughts. You will rise like an eagle in the vastness of the sky, your wings no longer burdened by doubt or shame. You will soar, not to escape reality, but to transcend it, not to abandon responsibility, but to fulfill it with a clearer, higher, and farther-reaching vision. The eagle is not afraid of the storm. It rises above it, using the force of the winds to lift itself higher. And so shall you, my child. The very trials you thought would break you are the very things I will use to raise you to new heights. I do not promise that you will avoid every storm, but I do promise that I will teach you how to rise through them. Not by your own might, but by the power of my righteous right hand. You once walked narrow paths, enclosed by walls of fear and limitation. But now, I am widening the road before you. I am leading you into a new season, where all that was old is being stripped away, where you no longer live clinging to the past, but walk in the fullness of the present and move forward toward a radiant future. Do not mourn what has passed, for I have not brought you back to repair anything. I have brought you back to begin anew, not from failure, but from a heavenly plan, ordained for my glory. You will no longer see yourself as someone weak, needing rescue day after day. You will begin to see yourself as a warrior, not because you are no longer wounded, but because in the midst of pain you have chosen to rise. I do not require perfection in order to use you. What I seek is your willingness. And the transformation I am bringing forth does not demand that you fully understand. It only asks that you believe. For in my realm, faith always precedes understanding. Faith is the door through which miracles enter. And my child, the most beautiful part is still ahead. When you are shaped according to the frequency of heaven, the things that once terrified you will no longer have power over you. Words of condemnation, sorrowful memories, past failures that once haunted you, they will fade away in the radiant light of my presence. I will make you a living testimony of what I can do with a soul that dares to give me their entire life. Others will look at you and wonder, who is this so radiant and transformed? And the answer will be, this is someone whom God has touched. So, my child, hold fast to your faith. Even if the transformation comes with moments of pain, with seasons of uncertainty, with days when you no longer recognize yourself, do not take your eyes off me. For I have never begun a work I do not intend to complete. And what I am doing in you will not only bring healing to your own life, it will cause you to become a stream of healing for multitudes. You will no longer be only a receiver. You will be a carrier, no longer merely the rescued. You will be the one I send. No longer a broken vessel patched together. You will be a restored vessel, rebuilt to carry the glory of heaven.
I see no doubt.
I, Cherie, Ato. I am transforming you, not merely for today, but for the days ahead. Not for you to live an ordinary life, but to stand out, marked by what I can do through a surrendered heart. And what I have begun in you, I will bring to completion until the day it is fully fulfilled. For I am faithful, for I do not change, for I am your Father, and you are my beloved creation, formed in my image, for my purpose, wrapped in a love that will never let go. My beloved, I know that there were moments when you silently wondered whether my promises still hold their worth, whether the words I once spoke over your life have faded away like a passing breeze. I see that question. I see the silent sighs of your heart as the years pass by and the promises seem to remain distant shadows. But today, let me engrave this eternal truth into your soul. I have never forgotten. Not once, not even for the briefest moment, have I let slip the words my own mouth has spoken to you. I am not like man, quick to promise and quicker to break. I am not one who shifts like the fading of light. When I speak, it is because I have determined it. When I promise, I sign my name to it, my name that no one can erase. The words I've spoken to you, the whispers in secret, the dreams I've planted in the stillness of night, the declarations wrapped in your midnight tears, they are still alive. They do not die when you forget. They do not fade with time. On the contrary, they are growing, maturing, sprouting in the unseen realm, until the appointed time when they will bloom and bear fruit. My child, the vision I gave does not always manifest instantly. There are promises I make that come wrapped in a sequence of processes that must be fulfilled, not because I am delayed or weak, but because your heart must be prepared to carry what is far greater than you ever imagined. Sometimes what I've promised must wait for the right season, not because I have changed my mind, but because I love you too much to allow you to step into it unprepared. Like a father who withholds the keys not out of reluctance to let his child drive, but because he knows timing matters more than temporary longing. And if the vision seems delayed in your eyes, then wait for it with faithfulness. For I swear by my own name, it will come. It will not arrive in haste, nor will it unfold in the way you imagine. But it will surely come, with power, with perfection, and with glory beyond anything you've ever dared to ask. You once whispered to yourself, "Perhaps I heard wrong. Perhaps God didn't truly promise. Perhaps I'm not good enough to deserve it." But my dear one, I heard every single one of those thoughts echoing within your heart, and today I come to silence every lie with the eternal truth of my being. You didn't hear wrong. You just haven't fully understood how I operate. I have not withdrawn my promise. I am enlarging the foundation so that what I have spoken will not only come to pass, but remain steadfast, bear fruit, and overflow. The enemy has tried to sow doubt into your heart. He whispered, "If God loves you, why are you still waiting?" He stirred memories of disappointment, fanned the flames of past pain, and painted dark scenarios that led your thoughts into a whirlwind of anxiety. But today I am bringing every one of those lies into the light. For my light does not merely scatter the darkness. It burns to the root every false accusation that dares to stand against my faithfulness. My word is never void. It does not return to me empty. When I speak, my word leaves my mouth with divine intent, and it will accomplish that purpose, even if it must pass through 1,000 obstacles. And right now, as you read these words, that very word is working within you, not in some distant future, but in this very moment. It is moving through every hidden corner of your soul, correcting the misalignments of your thinking, softening the hardened places that were calloused by disappointment. Do not think that nothing is happening just because your physical eyes cannot yet see it. In the spiritual realm, a great shift is taking place. The prophecies I once declared over you are now stirring. The doors I promised to open are beginning to tremble. The divine connections I foretold are now on their way to you. You are not someone who has been left behind. You are the one being most intricately prepared, for your calling is not small, and I will not entrust a great mission to a soul that has not been formed. So stand firm in the midst of the testing, not on your emotions, but on my word. Your feelings may shift from day to day, but my word never changes. Your heart may say, "I'm too tired. I don't think I can believe anymore." But my word whispers, "I am still here, still working, and I will not stop." My child, if only you knew what is waiting just beyond your faithfulness, you would not hesitate for even one more second. Remain faithful, even in the silence. Keep obeying, even when no one is applauding. Keep trusting, even when your mind trembles, because one day, not far from now, everything I have promised will unfold before your eyes. And when you see it, you will know. Not a single word I spoke was wasted. Every tear you've shed will be held by me in a golden bowl. Every time you chose to believe instead of giving up will become the very stones that pave the path of glory you are about to walk into. My beloved child, open your heart wide, deeply, quietly, and fully, to receive what I am about to speak. For the work I am doing within you is profoundly sacred, far beyond any limit you've ever known, far surpassing what human logic or earthly perception can comprehend. What is taking place in you is not the work of man, nor can it be measured through ordinary lenses. It is a creation birthed from the very heart of heaven, orchestrated by the unchanging power of my spirit, and hidden from the eyes of the world. For it is too holy, too deeply mysterious to be laid bare upon the that beyond measure. Spiritual, feel it. Your air.